canceled Game of Thrones Bloodmoon for being too woke. Now, I already recorded this video, and I made it, and I had it up for a day, and I realized my stupid phone did not record the external audio. It only recorded the internal audio. I'm starting to really hate this phone. But beggars can't be choosers. Some Android users can't record internal audio at all. So let's get into the story. And I believe this story because if you watch the rest of the TV and how a bunch of other crap has gone downhill, it is woke. And yes, you do get the odd background noise in that because, you know, I only have certain times of the day when I can have it be completely quiet around me. And I already wasted that recording the stupid version of the video that had no freaking sound. News broke as the cause of the cancellation of Naomi Watts' Bloodmoon prequel of Game of Thrones, originally reported as canceled because it did not meet expectations. The truth? According to an insider talking with The Sun, under anatomy, it was too woke. Which, if you watch something like Watchmen, or how Star Wars has been going with like The Last Jedi and that, or the Ghostbusters reboot, or Terminators, how they've just been declared a complete financial bomb because of the wokeness. Hollywood wants to do this. It's this kind of stuff Hollywood wants to make. And when you see the director and the producer at the end, you will understand why I 100% believe that the wokeness is real. The Sun revealed the first White Walker was to be a black lesbian character, and that they were to be at the heart of the plot, and Ned Stark's ancestor was to be of mixed race. How race mixing was to be a continuous issue in the world that doesn't feature our genetic archetypes or culture. Baggage is a mystery, but likely had to do with the story's central theme of colonialism. A significant amount of detail would be provided about how upset the social justice producers were that the show was canceled rather than letting it destroy the Game of Thrones brand, which arguably, in a lot of people's eyes, has already been destroyed. Even though I am a fan of the last season of Game of Thrones, I know a lot of people aren't, so I understand where people are coming from, and I know that the brand has already been tarnished for most people. If you were terrified the first prequel would scare hardcore fans. It was very different to the original series, but was very brave and bold, aka woke. Those are the terms that they use, brave and bold. Plainly, it was too ambitious for bosses who thought it might alienate viewers. The talk is that this new script is very average, but deemed a safe option. The prequel was very woke and subversive. You know, what the morons like Nerdarago say, subvert your expectations, smack. But they decided to go for the script by the bloke full of dragons. That aforementioned bloke is none other than Ryan Codlin, who was directing Amazon's Conan series, which was reportedly been canceled as being by Bleeding Fool, possibly because it would have contained too much toxic masculinity. Which, if anybody's seen Conan, even just looking at a picture of him, no shit. Many have hoped the director of House of Dragons would bring that horrible toxic masculinity to the Game of Thrones series, delivering an epic saga that would renovate the series after Dumb and Dumber ran into the ground. See? Dumb and Dumber. That's what they call D.B. Weiss. Given Codlin's reported of being a toxic masculinity director, combined with the willingness of social justice culture, it might be safe assumption that the new series will at least be very least carry an awesome factor, even if everything else comes up short. Now, this is the writer of the series. This is the person who is creating the series. Sorry for the background noise. As I said, I only get a certain amount of hours in the day, and I can't always do this when I have those hours that are quiet. This is the writer. Look at her. This woman screams that she wants to talk to your manager. This is the director. She definitely screams she wants to talk to the manager. This one is going to be in the rallies, yelling and crap, and protesting all the time. She'll be too busy protesting to do anything. This one is going to be too busy talking to managers around town. Now, the funny thing is, they actually showed the original White Walker in Game of Thrones. It was a white guy, as you can see from the thumbnail that I made, because I actually deleted the damn picture when after I'd done making the original video, and I went back to watch it later because I noticed that no one thumbed up or anything, or thumbed down, so I went back to see what the hell was wrong, and yeah, it was a problem. This is the original White Walker. This is the Night King. It's not a black lesbian. It is a guy. Now, he could be gay. I'd be fine with that. But that's the Night King. It's not a black person. It's not an Hispanic person. It's not an Asian person. It's not somebody from Dern. It's not somebody from across the sea. It's not somebody from the southern area because it was someone from the north. It is a white male. Now, yes, he could have been a flaming homosexual for all we know. But does that matter because he turned into a killing machine who raised the dead? No. I don't think it matters what he does with his dick. Because since he's dead, he probably doesn't have it. It's probably fallen off. So, what do you think of Woke and Woker's version? Would you have wanted to watch it, even though they've only shot the one episode? And yes, it needed to be canceled because the writer, the director, the producers, the actors, the actresses, everybody in the show attached to it was woke and into woke culture. So, it couldn't have been reworked because the producers and everything are angry that their social justice version of Game of Thrones was canceled. Thanks for watching and see you next time, and hit like if you hate my bone just as much as I do.